To me.
To me.
All right, new show, Who Dis?
Mm.
Season 1.
Episode 1.
Yep, that's the one we're on.
Yep.
Something very bad is going to happen.
Is the name of the show.
That's the name of the show. It's on Netflix. All the episodes are out.
Mm-hmm.
We've watched one. We're going to keep watching them, right?
Yeah, we're going to watch one tonight, I think.
Yep. I like it. Start there.
I loved it. I'm going to one-up you. I loved it.
Whoa. Strong feelings.
I loved it.
That's the most scared I think I've been in a while. The tension throughout that episode was, I was on the edge of your couch.
I have some thoughts on that. But first, did you know this is from a book?
I did not.
I did not either. Haven't read it. But it's from a book.
I definitely haven't because I didn't know it was from a book.
Did you know this is the Duffer Brothers?
No.
This is their first
I think I may have read that
Stranger
afterwards.
Things. And, boy, it feels tonally different.
It
than
does,
Stranger
but I
Things.
could see the touch. Well, then Stranger Things, sure, but I can see the touches of their tone. But I mean, like, the visual tone, not the, like, welcome to the 80s tone that is.
Much more grown up, much more, much different. Yeah, I loved it. I was thinking back about the episode, it was kind of a little bit, like a good action movie is going from action set piece to action set piece to action set piece. This was kind of the horror episode equivalent, where it was going from horror set piece to horror set
horror
piece
set trope to each one. It was
in like the best of ways.
For an episode where nothing happened. And obviously not nothing, but nothing in the levels of a horror. The entire time I was just waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. I was waiting for something very bad to happen.
So was I.
Dog forward episode. Did you notice that?
I did, yeah.
They were in the diner and they were talking about missing dogs, and she was like, he's killing them, right? The internet tells me it was a dog that was in the toilet that was dead. I thought it was a fox.
This is one of my favorite things about the episode is that, so it's all of these, they're almost detached short stories.
Yeah.
You could almost think of these as just short story things, but there are these common threads that they've looped together. The dog thing is one, they're talking about killing dogs, and then we see the dog in the restroom.
And the dog's in the house.
They're driving.
Stuffed dogs.
They're driving and talking about the killer. Is it the Coldy's killer?
Yep.
Talking about a little tiny ballerina shoe toy, which she finds in the restroom there.
Was it it looked like a Barbie high heel to me. But either way, a small
But that
toy,
is a
toy
callback
doll.
to
Yes. Yeah.
what she
The
was talking
podcast
about.
that we were listening to. Because we're almost... Well, the episode starts with the wedding.
with a cold open.
Which is the 5 days
she's
before.
about to get married, and then we go back. And it's a very ominous wedding. It does not look celebratory
Now,
from the tone.
all that being said, do we think that wedding is a dream? I know we went 5 days before. Or is this wedding still going off after all of the shit that we kind of see happening?
I have a lot of questions about this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about this. The set pieces that I was mentioning, first we have that cold open that you're describing.
Yep.
Then we have in the car where she almost hits the car and has to be kept awake with a scary story of a serial killer. Then we have...
She perfectly draws the Coldy's logo without knowing what it is in the restaurant.
Yep. Then we have the rest stop where they find the baby.
Fucking the most terrifying rest stop I think I've ever seen.
Ever.
It was like that whole... Even when they were outside in the parking lot...
The snow, the darkness, there's no other cars except this one.
That's what I mean that had that like Duffer tone, is that when they were in the parking lot for the restroom, you could tell because it was so poorly lit, it looked like everything outside of the restroom went on forever. It was like being out in the middle of the ocean and realizing you can't see the shore anymore, and you're like, oh, this is so freaking big. That part was just like anything could have come out of anywhere at any time, and it was really getting to me.
To me, it was very Lynchian
Sure.
vibes.
Sure.
So there's that rest stop, and then
With the abandoned baby.
with the abandoned baby. Then she's got to go to the bar, which is very scary.
Oh my God.
Then we finally get to the house, and we have the first one, which is her interacting with the siblings.
First, the dogs that you're not supposed to look
I'm
at.
talking broadly set pieces, and then last is her interacting with the parents.
Yeah.
So these are all
Which brings us back to the first set piece.
right. And these are almost disparate stories in a way. Like you could have said this is a collection of short stories that we combined and made a movie out of, except for those threads that are tying everything together. She comes out of like the bar parking lot, and there's a car running past with the "just married" sign on it.
Yeah, the truck that we'd seen earlier.
And these
That was in the parking lot. That was in the parking lot of the bar, and then it drives by later.
and then it drives past. And each of these things are super scary in and of themselves. And then to connect all these different threads together makes it even spookier. So let me just jump to my questions at the end of the episode. You were asking if the wedding is real. I'm also asking, are these events real, or are they taking place inside mostly the head of an unreliable narrator who's very nervous to go and get married?
We saw this similar trope in, is it Men? Where the
Yeah, I like that
the
comparison.
female protagonist is uncomfortable the entire time, but also uncomfortable expressing their uncomfortableness. And that was the craziest part to me, is she waits until they're at the house before she tells her fiance that she stabbed a dude with her keys.
There's so many details that don't make any sense. That's one of them. The coming back to the rest stop and saying, "Hey, what happened?" And the guy's like, "Oh, they came back. They had
punched
tummy
me."
trouble, punched me, and left with the baby." That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And she just accepts
And why
that,
wasn't
and
he
off
just
they
in the
go.
parking lot? Where? Do you know what I mean? Like, he comes out of the shadow. Like,
They were in that rest stop for quite some time. Parents don't leave their children
in a
in a
running
car like that. I mean, so there's all of, and I don't think they are plot holes or anything like that. My first assumption is that she is taking a very skewed
I would call them gaps.
lens on her reality. So she's unreliably relating these events leading up to her wedding, and it's basically mental manifestations of the anxiety she feels about to get married to this guy, where she doesn't know the family. She doesn't have family of her own, it seems like.
Well, her mother died. She talks about not wanting kids because she's worried they might be messed up, which in my mind could totally lead to the fact that maybe she does have some mental disorders that she's had to deal with in the past. So that would totally check out with that piece. This is so far in the future, but like the twists I'm already looking for is that she's from this area. She just doesn't remember it.
Right, we don't
That's
know her
why she can
background.
draw the like frosty thing. But there's already so much supernatural stuff because you've got the like dead dog that shows up in the hallway, which you just assume is one of the kids or the sister playing a prank. You've got the mom just whispering whatever nothings. You've got the card telling her that's in the mail, telling her not to marry him.
Which she could be imagining. The guy that she punches with the keys goes through his hand, and what does he say to her?
Oh, I don't even remember.
He says something like, "Are you sure he's the one?"
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They've exchanged no words to each other.
We've never seen this guy
And
before.
that was a very Lynchian scene right there. Just with the deadpan delivery of both the key and that
Now,
phrase.
do you think we see that guy again in the same role, or do we see him as a totally normal guy later? Like, does he get introduced as an uncle or something like that, and he's just a friendly dude, and his hand's fine, or his hand has a bandage?
Yeah, let's say that
Distant cousin?
Let's say my assumption is not correct. These are all real events that are actually happened. Then they must be carefully orchestrated to make her go crazy. And there was something that his mom said, Jennifer Jason Lee, she said, we won't be seeing that much more of each other, something like that.
Yeah.
Which almost has like a, God, what is the movie? This is another horror trope where they take out the mother and replace her with somebody else. Is it that type of situation? Now it's Jennifer Jason Lee is being sent out to the glue factory, and this chick is now the new sacrifice matriarch of the family, something like that. And in that case, yeah, all of these people could show up as wedding guests, uncles, cousins, etc. That carefully orchestrated this thing to, I don't know, increase her fear, get a look at her before the wedding.
We definitely have the weird You're of rich family. Like all those vibes, from the stuffed dogs to the weird painting to the very odd brother and sister to the sister-in-law who's somewhat weird about everything.
And it's also a $5 million-ish house that they are using as their second, third, who knows, not their primary residence.
Yeah. That has an outdoor-indoor area.
Riches.
And also that cabin in general, like the way the hallways led to that kitchen was so terrifying. Like you just this tiny hallway and then it goes around the corner to this kitchen. So you have no choice but to like
not even just a corner. It seemed like a curve. So it's not just one and then you're done. Always, it's this perpetual.
Wherever you go in the house, you're jumping out at someone or something's jumping out at you, no matter what.
What is your favorite horror television show?
Television show?
Yeah, television show. Specifically television show.
Probably Midnight Mass. That one was so good. I mean, any of Mike's, his other stuff. What was the first one? House on Haunted Hill. That one was, oh my God. There has never been a jump scare to this day that has been scarier and funnier to me than when she screams from the back of the car.
What a wonderful jump scare. Horror shows are tough to do.
Yeah.
It's tough to maintain that level of tension across 6, 8, 10 episodes. And so you see shows do different things to try and keep up that tension. Mike Flanagan
he's the best at it.
Pretends we're not doing a horror show, lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden it's the scariest thing. He'll have an entire episode about a broken relationship, and then right at the end he'll deliver the biggest. But it's a sustained tension because you know that moment is coming.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of little tiny moments along the way that are scary. You see something like American Horror Story, which descended almost immediately into camp. Channel Zero, they just decided to do 6 eps.
Yeah.
It's easier to sustain over a shorter amount of time.
I mean, that's why a horror movie is so much easier to sustain, because the shtick is still, you can hold the shtick for that long.
Right, for an hour and a half. Normally they are an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Horror movies and comedies are the shortest.
And you notice that in every horror movie, by the end, it's not really scary anymore. Like, at that point, it's just like a survival thing, typically, right? Or, yeah, I'm trying to think, like, the closest one was, did you think Barbarian continued to be scary? Like, I think it's not scary after about halfway through. You get a couple of twists, you get a couple of really rough moments, and then it's just kind of a monster story. There's a couple of gasps.
Scary under the house.
Yeah.
That did a good job of going back and forth. But I think that's another good example. So a lot of horror will mix in the comedy too, because they can't do the sustained tension. So let's give them a couple of laughs and go back to the horror.
Now, does this, knowing that there's a book, does this continue past the season?
I have no idea.
Like
I don't know.
I know that there's already people talking about the finale. I haven't looked at any of it, but I just wonder if this is going to become an anthology thing, if it was we haven't finished the story thing, or because I feel like we've seen the wedding. We've got to be there by the end of the season, right?
I would think so.
And is there more that happens afterwards? I mean, we already have Ready or Not 2, so. Did you watch the first one?
I did.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
Didn't we watch it together?
I'm not sure.
It seems like something we would watch together.
I don't think we did, though. It does seem like something we would watch together.
Yeah. Well, we should watch the next one. Together.
I'd love that. Put it on the list. My other question. So I have my plot question. Where are we going?
Mm.
And then my functional question is, how are they going to... Because to me, that episode was suspenseful tension through the entirety of the ep. I thought it was terrifying through the... How are they... Now that they've landed in the home, how are they going to maintain that level of tension that they had in the first ep? Because
at some point they have to start showing us the monster.
Well, in this type of story, you make it to the home, and then you just kind of hang out at the home for 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And to me, now we're just... One of the cool things that I liked about this was all of the different locations that they use to dramatic effect.
Well, it's clearly a large estate, so we've got plenty of places to go on this estate. I think, well, yeah, like I say, at some point the show will show you, like the show or the movie will show you the monster, and that's when it starts to begin to be less scary. So some things are going to have to actually happen. And not that stabbing a guy through the hand isn't something, but like something has to happen. Something obviously very bad is going to happen.
Bad. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we got there at the same time.
But I do think they will continue to hold on to what's actually happening. I think it's, in my mind, I think it's going to turn into a little bit of a mystery horror, if that makes sense.
I think it'd be hard to deliver this level of suspense in that single location.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could switch the tone, like what you're talking about, give us a little bit more outside the genre.
Well, we know more family has to show up, right? Because we've got all the people attending the wedding. So at some point, someone from her life is going to have to show up, because you're going to get the, like, you won't believe how weird this is. I need to verify with somebody that isn't part of my new fiance, my new husband's family. That's my assumption, is someone she knows from her past will come in and be like, yeah, this is crazy, and maybe we should escape this together. I assume that person will become one of the victims, because she clearly looks apprehensive when she's getting married, and I don't know if this is a trap situation or what, but we'll get to that. Yeah.
Do you have a prediction
Of
what do you think's going on?
Oh,
I gave you my prediction and then my backup prediction.
of what's going to happen, or what is happening?
What is happening? What's going on?
So your thought is they're replacing the mom.
My first thought is that it's in her mind, and these are her mental manifestations of her own anxiety.
For about getting married, period.
These things are not actually happening. And to the extent that they are certainly not happening anywhere close to the way that she is showing us through television. And my backup is they're replacing her with they're replacing the mom with her.
I think the easy low-hanging fruit is that she's some sort of a sacrifice, whether that means actually dying, or, like you said, replacing her mom, but in a, like, her mom's now her, not the other way around. Like, I think it's going to be somewhat of a, like, Stepford Wives type situation.
Stepford Wives or a Get Out type of situation seems on the table.
But I think it's going to be more like she's going to be a prisoner within herself, not a, like, she's being replaced, but she's like it would be like in Love, the HBO drama comedy that we watched for a little bit, where it's just like you're a prisoner of the making of this larger family, and like you're signing on to be this different thing once you've you've signed in blood, if you will. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I honestly I don't fully know. Like, I think there's, like, the obvious one is she's just there to be a sacrifice of some sort, which I still think will be some sort of metaphor for that, but I don't think it will be.
Still be cool.
Yeah.
But it is it's an exciting premiere where we could speculate any of these different options.
I love that we've gone into it knowing absolutely nothing about it other than the title, and it was a horror.
And it was getting some good reviews.
Yep.
And you know what? I give it another good review.
Me too.
Stay gold.
Stay gold, pony boy.